was beginning to appear that Andrew wasn't around anymore. It wasn't my son that was walking in the door whenever he came, and there wasn't really any point in listening to what he said because none of it was true anyway, or it was so mixed up with truths, who could tell?
From the outside, Nancy Chalmers and her family seem to have everything figured out.
We've always attended church. We grew up that way. I just always incorporated what we call the American dream into that. You know, all those dreams you have to have the perfect little house, the perfect children. I thought it was just the way you live.
When her son Andrew got older, he claimed to have ADHD. This would require prescription medication. But Nancy soon became suspicious because he kept changing doctors. She decided to go with him when he had a new appointment.
He comes out in 22 minutes with 5 prescriptions. That will take your breath away. He'd sell half, use half. Have money to go pay another psychiatrist.
Andrew moved back in with his parents. Soon, things began missing around the house.
Your spoons, like, used to have 12 spoons in this drawer. What are happening to my spoons? Didn't dawn on me. I mean, I knew he did the pills, but I didn't have any idea he'd gone to cocaine and then he'd gone to heroin. I had no idea about that. And he had an alibi for everything. And you keep wanting to fix it. Surely we can find the right doctor, the right situation. I didn't really have hope that God healed it. I didn't see any healing growing up. I saw people learning to live with their condition and thinking, how sad, my family's stuck with this. We felt like we were doing the right thing, giving him a safe place to live, because you don't want him to go live with a bunch of people, and get worse. And all the time, praying and crying. I would spend hours in my closet upstairs. Asking God to grab hold of him and change him. The Lord showed me that I was as sick as my son. My need to please, my need to make things all right, my need to fix, not have anyone think badly of me, all of those great needs that we have, we've built our own little tower of who we are, just came crumbling down. I realized I lied to myself and other people all the time, which placed me right at the same foot of the cross that Andrew was, the same level.
Then Nancy received a letter that made her realize she couldn't pretend everything was fine anymore.
And I'm opening the mail as I come in, and it looks like an invoice from a psychiatrist. And I just sit down, the first chair I can get, and it blows me away. He said, here are copies of prescriptions that I did not write. And it was on his prescription pad paper. The accusation really was that Andrew had written the prescription. I knew we were done. We were done. I said, Andrew, God has just told me that we are doing you more harm than good. Here's the accusation from your psychiatrist. Get your book bag, whatever you want in your book bag, get it out of here. You cannot live here anymore. You have to leave.
Andrew moved out, and Nancy began to question her decision.
I got out my Bible and I just said, God, I think I heard you say that. If I was wrong, please let me know. And I just flipped it open, and it opened to Jonah. And I read it. And God said, you are the people on the boat. They knew they were all going to die if Jonah wasn't thrown overboard. And it was like, so I was the one that had to do that? Me? The person who can't face the truth, much less tell it?
Nancy continued to pray for her son. For 3 days, they didn't know where he was or if he was alive. Then he called asking for help and agreed to join a program called Teen Challenge.
It just changed him, and he got him on his knees in total surrender. There is a healing time after addiction. Forgiveness is not trust.
Nancy's experiences inspired her to write her book, No One Visits the Mother of a Drug Addict.
We need Jesus to restore our soul. Not wear the clothes and the makeup and look like you got it together, but be vulnerable and say, I am not doing well. No one visits the mother of a drug addict because you don't tell them. You don't tell them.
After years of healing, Andrew started a ministry called Take the City to help mobilize churches to reach people in their communities and see cities changed for God's glory.
We're working together now. It's quite interesting to work for your son, and quite a joy. And that connection is coming back. Just take it all, Lord, because you're going to weave it together to turn it into something so amazing, because that's your job, not ours. And our children are his job. When you give him something, he can do anything with it.